Ever feel like you're just lost with your money? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to walk through a simple 90-day plan that's all about turning that confusion into pure confidence. Let's jump right in. So, do you ever just feel like you're struggling with money, like you're completely overwhelmed? I mean, if you do, you're definitely not alone. It's a super common feeling, but the reason why might actually surprise you.
See, here's the thing. It's not because you're bad at math. Not at all. It's because you don't have a plan. That's it. So often, financial struggles aren't about skill, they're about not having a system. And that's exactly what we're here to do. Give you that system, a clear roadmap for the next 3 months.
All right, let's get into it. Phase 1, your financial audit. Think about it like this. Any successful business knows exactly where its money is coming from and where it's going, right? Well, that's what we're going to do. The very first step is getting real, like brutally honest about where your money is actually going.
Okay, so the process here is actually pretty simple, but trust me, it's powerful. First, you're going to pull your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Then, the fun part, you categorize everything. We'll use 3 main buckets. Fixed costs, that's stuff you have to pay, like rent. Discretionary, that's all the fun stuff, eating out, shopping. And then debt, credit cards, loans, that kind of thing. Finally, you calculate what's left over. This is your personal profit. I'm telling you, just doing this one thing will give you these aha moments about your spending habits.
And when you do that, you might end up with something that looks a lot like this. What's so cool about a chart like this is that it just makes it all so clear. You can see right away where the big chunks of your money are going. In this case, yeah, rent is a huge piece of the pie. But look over here at the discretionary slice. That's shopping, Ubers, bars. That's usually where you can find some quick wins. So, once you have that beautiful chart, the question is simple. Where can you cut 10 to 30%? I mean, you're looking for the easy stuff, the low-hanging fruit. Could you maybe dial back the Ubers, a little less online shopping? Or, here's a big one, what about those subscriptions you totally forgot you were paying for? The goal isn't to slash and burn everything, it's to find small, manageable cuts that really add up. And believe me, they add up faster than you think. Finding just an extra $400 a month, well, that's almost $5,000 a year. Think about what that could do. That could be a massive payment on your debt. You could fully fund a Roth IRA. That's a retirement account where your money grows tax-free, which is awesome. Or, hey, you could take a pretty sweet vacation, all just from being a little more intentional.
All right, phase 1 is done. You know where your money is going. Now we move on to phase 2, building your system. This is all about putting your money to work automatically. We're going to create a system that builds your wealth for you without you having to rely on willpower every single day. This is where things get really exciting. And the core idea here is something called pay yourself first. It's such a simple concept, but it is an absolute game changer. All it means is that you automatically move money into your savings and investments the second your paycheck hits your account, before you pay bills, before you buy groceries, before you even have a chance to spend it. Psychologically, it's brilliant because the money is gone before you can miss it. You're making saving the default, not something you do with whatever's left over.
So what does this automated money machine look like? Well, there are 4 key parts. First, you're going to open a high-yield savings account, or high SA, so your cash actually earns some decent interest. Second, you'll have a clear plan to attack any high-interest debt, like credit cards. Third, you're going to build that starter emergency fund. We'll talk more about that in a sec. And fourth, you'll set up automated investments into something simple, like an S&P 500 ETF, to build that long-term wealth.
And let's talk about that emergency fund for a minute, because it is so important. Get this. Almost 60% of Americans can't afford a surprise $1,000 expense. That's wild. Hitting that first $1,000 milestone in your savings, it's not just about the money. It's about the peace of mind. It's a huge psychological weight off your shoulders. And when it comes to debt, even small changes have this massive ripple effect. Just look at this. You've got a $2,500 credit card balance. If you just pay the minimum, it'll take you forever. But if you just add an extra $75 a month, you save $300 in interest and you're debt-free 8 months sooner. And when you automate that extra payment, you don't even have to think about it. It just happens.
Okay, now this is where the real magic happens. This is the power of consistent, automated investing. We're talking about putting money into a simple S&P 500 fund, which is basically just a basket of the 500 biggest US companies. Now just look at these numbers. $100 a month, over 30 years that could turn into almost $150,000. $500 a month, almost $750,000. And if you can manage to automate $1,000 a month, you're looking at nearly $1.5 million. That is the incredible power of just showing up, being consistent, and letting compound interest do its thing.
All right, that brings us to phase 3, accelerating your growth. So far, we've been playing defense, right? We've cut costs, we've built a solid system. Now it's time to go on offense. It's time to actively increase your financial firepower.
And this quote just says it all. You can only cut a certain amount of cost, but there's no limit on how much you can earn. I mean, think about that. There's only so much you can cut from your budget, but your ability to earn more, the sky's the limit. This is the mindset that will truly supercharge your progress.
So how do you do it? Well, here are 3 really concrete ideas. 1, ask for a raise. Do your homework, know your worth, and go in there with a solid case. 2, start a side hustle. Seriously, people are making real money doing anything from freelance work to flipping cool stuff they find at thrift stores. 3, learn a high-income skill. Think about things like coding, video editing, sales, things that companies are willing to pay top dollar for.
Okay, now I'm going to share one of the simplest, yet most ridiculously powerful things you can do to speed all of this up. You ready? Write down your goals. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but taking those dreams out of your head and putting them on paper, it just changes everything.
And this is not just some feel-good fluff. There's actual data behind this. A study showed you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them down. 42%. When you define a specific target like, I will save $20,000 for a down payment, it becomes real. It becomes something you can actually work towards. During this whole process, it's also super important to understand the tools you're using. And credit cards, they're the perfect example of this tool or trap idea, right? If you're disciplined, they are an amazing tool. You can earn cash back, travel points, build your credit score. But if you tend to overspend, they can become a dangerous trap with insane interest rates. The key is just being honest with yourself. Okay, so you've done the audit. You've built your automated system. You're even working on earning more. Now for the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, making your progress stick. Because all this hard work is fantastic, but the real win is turning this 90-day reset into a habit that lasts a lifetime.
And here's the game plan for that. It's super simple. Around week 11, you're going to take another peek at your spending, just to find and patch any little financial leaks. Then, at the end of the 90 days, it's time to dream bigger. Set some exciting 1, 5, and even 10-year goals. And finally, this is the secret sauce. Put a recurring check-in on your calendar, maybe once a quarter. Just a little appointment with yourself to review your progress. That one simple habit is what keeps you on the right path for years to come.
So there you have it. Your 90-day reset is done. You've built an incredible foundation. Now the only question left is, what are you going to build next? Because this isn't the end. This is the beginning. This is the starting line for the rest of your financial journey.